Welcome to Communicating Expectations. I'm Barb Sukoff, a partner with the GAARD Group. Over the past 20 years, I have worked with tens of thousands of managers in over 30 countries. Countless times, I've heard them say, "I can't believe my team members don't know that I expect them to do this." It amazes me every time I hear it. And I respond the same way every time. Have you shared that as an expectation? They look at me rather dumbfounded and usually respond, "I didn't know I had to." As elementary as it may seem, I believe it is fair to say that if you have not clearly communicated your expectations to your team members, they are not likely to be clear on what those expectations are. Sure, you may be thinking that they can follow the norm of others or watch what others do or don't do. The bottom line is this though, as a leader, the responsibility of expectations being met is yours and yours alone. If you have not clearly communicated expectations, the expectations have not been properly set, period. Your role as a manager in communicating expectations is absolutely critical. You're the linchpin. It is with you that all messages live or die. Consider for a moment all the expectations you deliver. Performance expectations, expectations on roles and responsibilities, expectations on new policies or procedures, expectations on new products and services, how to communicate and articulate changes on strategies or goals. As a leader, you may have input into some of these messages you ultimately communicate. And as you think about and craft these messages, think about how they evolve. You may initially read about it in an email. You may then have a discussion about it with your manager and colleagues, and then perhaps have another meeting before you have the opportunity to think about how to share it with your team members. That's at least 3 times before you communicate it out. And then what happens? You communicate it to your team member once and expect it to stick. If we really want a message to stick, if we really want our team members to meet our expectations, let's make sure we put the expectations in context, in a simple framework. Instead of just telling them to do something, let's give it some grounding, some context. Let's make it big. Big is our proprietary term to get messages to stick. B, share the backstory and the expectation. I, what is important? What's driving this? G, what is the goal? How are you going to measure this? These 3 elements put the expectation into context. They make them less random, less arbitrary. In our next video, we will break down each of these components.